Hi all, Marco O'Hare here from Sporting Bet, in Sporting Bet HQ as well at the moment as I record this. It's Football League time as well. Two winners from three last week for the second week running, so I'm hitting three odds on shots this weekend in the hope of hopefully nailing that treble for the first time in a while. So without further ado, we'll start, shall we? Starting the Championship as always. Crystal Palace are playing Leeds, and I can see a lot of people getting quite excited about the 17 to 20 on offer on Palace at the weekend. 12 home wins from 18 now since Tuesday night after beating Hull, promotion rivals. Leeds visit as well, okay, who've been quite poor travellers as well themselves. But since we mentioned that the boos and the whistles towards Neil Warnock at the FA Cup match against Manchester City, of course sold Luciano Becchio and brought in Morrison up front, I actually think the team has been playing much more in the Neil Warnock style, kind of gritty, hard to beat. Not so much defensive, but they just play to their strengths, and they can play very ugly when they need to as well. And I'm just looking at the stats here. Lost 9 of 18 away games, and they have relied on that Ellen Road form to keep them in the hunt for a playoff place. But they avoided defeat at Leicester and Blackburn in the last two away days, so there's positives there. But I'm preferring to go for both teams to score here at 5 to 6. Okay, as we're talking about Leeds, the stats don't look too good for all this bet. They've only netted in 2 of their last 6 away days, and only 2 of their last 11 league matches have seen both teams score. But this bet is all based around on Palace, and Palace, who love to go on the attack. They've actually only failed to score 5 in the last 36 games, netted in all bar 1 of their 18 home matches, and now it's just 2 clean sheets in 16 for Palace anywhere, 1 clean sheet in 8 when playing at Selhurst Park. Both teams have scorers banged in 13 of their 18 home games and 24 of their 36 matches overall in the Championship. I think that's pretty strong reasoning when you take into the fact that Leeds are actually still pushing for that promotion place. Palace are quite open in attack as well, so 5 to 6 to me on both teams to score is very backable. I do like a both teams to score bet, anything around even money or just below it, and I think 5 to 6 just about covers that. So both teams to score in Palace and Leeds at 5 to 6. Moving on to League One then, it's something quite similar as well, but I was quite interested to see Scunthorpe boss Brian Laws was very complimentary to his players after their 1-0 defeat at Brentford last weekend. He said their passion, their attitude, their strong work ethic was all was in abundance really, and that's going to be something that's vital for them if they're going to stay in that division. It was actually only their 3rd time in 7 games they failed to score that 1-0 defeat, but they had their chances at Griffin Park. And that's something that's really caught my eye actually as well, because they're playing Coventry, but Scunthorpe have scored in 15 of their 18 games at Glanford Park at home, yet they've only won 5 of those games. That's basically down to their terrible defence, because 3 clean sheets in 18 at home, just 2 clean sheets anywhere since mid-September. Have actually conceded in 32 of their 36 league games, and that's a joint divisional worst with Portsmouth. So again, yeah, I'm looking at both teams to score. It's 8 to 11. Coventry, the stats are pretty strong in their favour. They've won 10 of their 18 away games, had a superb season. Of course, they still harbour thoughts of a possible playoff place. Been superb in front of goal though this season. They've only failed to net in 5 of their 36 League One matches. That's the best in the league actually. But they've also only kept 7 clean sheets in 36. So on the other side, you look at their defensive record: 3 clean sheets in 18. And they've leaked 21 goals away from home. So throw that all into the mix, and you've got another both teams to score bet there at 8 to 11. And finally into League Two then, Rotherham against Dagenham and Redbridge I've chosen, because Rotherham smashed 4 first-half goals against Oxford last weekend, winning 4-0. Very impressive result, and keeps Steve Evans' side top of the League Two form table. 5th win in 8, and if you go back further, it's their 10th win in 18. 10th win in 18 at home. I think they've got to be fancied against a Dagenham and Redbridge side, because I was very sad to see John Steele leave for the Luton job, but I also can understand his reasons why. I personally think it's going to have a negative effect on the team and the club. I think it's going to be a big loss, and there's a bit of a rot going around the club at the moment as well, because they've lost 5 of their last 8. They're 3rd bottom of the form table, and if you go back further, it's 12 defeats from 18, and on the road against the top half, they've only won 1, drawn 2, and lost 6. And in 7 of those 9 matches, they've conceded at least 2 goals, which isn't ideal when you go away to Rotherham. So I'm siding with Rotherham. It's 8 to 11 again. Daggers hammered them 5-0 in the reverse fixture, and I think Steve Evans and his side will have a a bit of revenge on the menu for this weekend. But Rotherham at 8 to 11 is my final pick. So reverse order: Rotherham 8 to 11 to beat Dagenham and Redbridge. Both teams to score in Scunthorpe against Coventry, also 8 to 11, and also both teams to score at Crystal Palace and Leeds at 5 to 6. Let's hope we get the treble this week. Good luck.